All right, the holidays are officially here. And you know what that means, right? That little moment of panic when you realize you've forgotten something super important, maybe a key ingredient or a last-minute gift. Hey, don't worry, we've all been there. So let's dive into a quick guide on what's actually open on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This is going to help you handle any holiday emergency that comes your way.
Oh, that feeling. You know the one. The turkey's in the oven, you can hear family pulling up, and then it hits you. The cranberry sauce. Or maybe it's the batteries for that new toy. It's that classic, heart-sinking holiday crisis, isn't it?
Okay, but seriously, don't panic. That's exactly why we're here. Think of this as your holiday lifeline. We're going to walk through exactly who's open and when, so you can totally save the day without even breaking a sweat. All right, first up, let's tackle the day before the big day, Christmas Eve. This is your go time for any last-minute errands. But, and this is a big but, you have to be strategic. The clock is ticking, and it feels like it's on fast forward.
So, let's talk about that final grocery run. Here's the most important thing you need to know. Most stores are open, but pretty much all of them are closing early. This is not the day to procrastinate, trust me. You absolutely need a plan.
And yeah, you can see the hours are kind of all over the place. I mean, look at Aldi. They're shutting down at 4 p.m. On the other hand, you've got a bit more breathing room with places like Food Lion and Whole Foods, which stay open till 7. The big takeaway here, you've got to double-check your specific local store's hours before you jump in the car.
Okay, so groceries are covered, but what about those forgotten gifts? You know, for that cousin who suddenly decided to show up, or maybe something just slipped your mind. Well, retailers are totally ready for you. But you guessed it, just like the grocery stores, they are closing their doors early.
And again, your window of opportunity is all over the map. Target is a real hero here, staying open until 8 p.m., which gives you the most time to shop. But then you look at Home Depot, and they're closing up shop at 5 p.m. So if you suddenly need a power drill or, a festive plant, you'd better get there early.
And hey, it's not just about shopping, right? A lot of other essential services are still chugging along. You've got drugstores like CVS and Walgreens open, which is a lifesaver. The post office and UPS are still delivering mail and packages. And for you finance folks, even the stock market is open, but just for a half day, closing at 1 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, it's basically a busy but shorter day for everyone.
Okay, so let's just pause for a second and look at the big picture. Christmas Eve, that's your day of opportunity. You've got tons of options, as long as you keep an eye on the clock. But Christmas Day, well, that's a completely different ballgame. The whole landscape just shifts, and planning goes from a good idea to absolutely essential.
All right, now it's the big day, Christmas Day. The presents are all unwrapped, but maybe your oven decided today was the day to quit. Or, let's be real, maybe you just do not feel like cooking. So what are your options when it seems like the whole world is closed?
So let's be super clear about one thing. All those big retailers and grocery stores, they're closed, taking the day off. You are not going grocery shopping or returning that sweater today. But when it comes to food, things are looking a lot more hopeful. You definitely have some options.
So if you're looking for a sit-down meal, your best bets are usually those classic diners and casual chains. I'm talking about places like Denny's, IHOP, and of course, Waffle House. They're pretty famous for being open. Some of the bigger chains like Applebee's or Red Lobster might have some locations open too. Oh, and you can't forget local Chinese restaurants. For many of them, it's one of their busiest days of the year. But here's the golden rule for all of these. Call ahead. Seriously, you have to call first.
But okay, maybe you don't need a whole sit-down dinner. What if you're just, desperate for a good cup of coffee to power through the afternoon? Or you just need to grab a quick burger for the kids? Well, you might be in luck. The big three of quick service, Starbucks, Dunkin', and McDonald's will likely have a lot of their locations open. But, and this is a really important but, it's totally a franchise-by-franchise decision, so the hours are almost guaranteed to be limited. Your best bet? Use their mobile apps to check before you even think about leaving the house.
And this actually points to a really fascinating trend in how we do holidays now. Get this, according to DoorDash, Christmas was the #1 busiest holiday for food delivery. That's wild, right? It just shows a huge shift in how we celebrate. A lot of us are choosing convenience over cooking.
So what does that mean for you? It means your options come right to your front door. The big delivery apps, we're talking DoorDash, Uber Eats, and even Instacart for any open convenience stores. They'll be up and running. Of course, what you can get depends on what restaurants are open near you, but the delivery network itself is ready to go. Okay, now for something that's just as important as knowing what's open, and that's knowing what's closed.
Seriously, this next part is all about saving you from a totally pointless, frustrating trip in the car. Let's run through the big chains that are guaranteed to be closed.
So yeah, don't even waste your time with these places. Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, they're all taking the day off, no exceptions. The same goes for big restaurant groups like Darden. That's the company that owns Olive Garden. They're closed across the board. And you can add places like Bob Evans and Cracker Barrel to that list too.
Phew. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. So let's boil all of this down into a simple, easy-to-remember strategy. These are the key takeaways you need to navigate that holiday hustle like a pro.
So here it is, your simple 3-step holiday plan. Step 1. Christmas Eve is your action day. Shop early, because everything closes sooner than you think. Step 2. On Christmas Day, just think about food. Your best options are going to be those diners, some fast food spots, and of course, the delivery apps. And step 3, this is the most important one. Always check locally. Hours for franchises can be all over the place. A quick phone call or a check on an app will save you a ton of hassle.
And there you have it. That's your guide to handling any last-minute holiday crisis. With just a little bit of planning, you can totally handle whatever the day throws at you. Which kind of leaves us with one last question for you to think about. What's your secret holiday lifesaver? You know, that one local spot or go-to trick that saved your Christmas in a pinch? That's the real magic right there.